Hi everyone, I'm Lucy and this is Memory Keeper Journals. Today, like I promised, I have the second journal, and this one is called, I actually named it the Glamorous Vintage Rose. I used the same digitals that I used in the last one that you saw yesterday, and so I'm going to show you the difference in this one. I have an applique from like lace for like wedding dresses or for shirts or whatever. I bought these in Quilter's Quarter, which is the fabric store. The button is the wood button. I had gotten this at Walmart. It's got a tulle closure, bookends. It's made with a bookboard as well, like I always do. And this is burlap and lace. It's what she requested as well, so I tried to incorporate as much as she had mentioned to me. Plus a lot of this is basically me. I love all of the shiny, glittery, anything sparkly. This is me right here. I love anything that's sparkly and gold and shiny. This is my favorite thing in the whole world. So so I put a little bit of myself in here. There's some little stars and everything. And by the way, this is a charm that is removable because I did it on a clip. So it's like a pulled up clip. Then she could take it off if she wants to, or leave it on the book when she's writing. So this is the back of the book. Sorry, there's thread everywhere. Same thing, just lace, and I have 3 signatures, and they're pretty full because, of course, I like my chunky books. And it's made out, it's binded with wax thread. So the way that I close this, I made a bow here, but I take it apart, I put it through here and went around the button. So this whole tulle is long. It can be taken off. She can actually change it to something else if she wants to, a ribbon or whatever. And when it gets bigger, you still have enough space to be able to tie it. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to take the charms off. Oh, and by the way, I did put camera because she is a photographer, so I added a little camera here. And these beads are actually from, let's say, I have the camera, I think, which one? The rose and the heart. I bought it on Etsy, and it was from Black Rock Beads. That's what it's called. And then the one that are like this big flower, that one I got it from Bead to You in Etsy as well. And then the little tiny little stars that you probably can't see, but I put it with this little like jar with some glass beads inside. Let me see where it is. Yeah, right here. These tiny little stars right here, the vintage. These I got these from Manti 2007 supply in Etsy, and I'll put it on my on the bottom on the description, so that you guys, if you want to look into it, they have the best beads. I love the antique ones. And then of course all of these little shiny ones, I got them at Walmart. I love anything shiny, it calls my attention. Okay, so let's start with the book. So first I want to show you this here. This, I had done one of my first videos. It was about napkins or tissue paper. They were gifted to me from a Happy Mail, and I was trying to make it vintage, and so I glued it with I believe it was like a wax or something like that I had, and some Mod Podge, and then I use all kinds of glue because I was trying to work this for the first time, trying to figure it out. Until now, of course, I know what to use, but when I first started I didn't, and so I made this from that. It is cardstock. It actually sewed it, and I glued it onto the inside cover of this book. I added a lace pocket, and I put a little bit of that as well, of that trim from what I used in the cover here. And inside I have these are from, I think it's TaylorMade, and they're called French postcards, and I didn't use the postcards. I basically used it as just a journaling card, and I embossed it as well. You might not be able to see it, but it's there. It's embossed, and I clipped it to this beautiful rose embossed handmade paper from Rose Hill Paper Cottage, so that she has extra paper to use in the book for decoration or writing, whatever she wants to do. I added an eyelid and a ribbon, and it is clipped to this cute pink heart right here, and I put some little round rhinestones and some shimmer because I love that. I got a little extra one hanging around. Here's a pocket with a vintage envelope from, it says 1912. You can barely see it, but it's there. I got this from Rose Hill Paper Cottage from Heather, and I just added a little bit of a trim from one of the leftover pieces that I had from a fabric, and I added a ribbon here, and there is a charm, a leaf charm with some glass beads in pink and gold. And this pink ribbon, I was trying to age it with some of my ink, my distress ink from Tim Holtz, and not sure if it looks good or not. It looks a little vintagey, but for some reason I just don't care for it. I won't try that again ever. But you know, trial and error. But it doesn't look bad, just I don't really like it. I added lace, and here is the other side with handmade paper from Heather again. I added a 3D dragonfly here, so it is handmade paper here, book page and vellum. That's how I made it. And here I made like a little fan. It might not look like a fan, it probably looks like an ice cream cone, but I was trying. I put lace, handmade paper, and again a little bit of that fabric, and a flower applique with a sewn button. And I'm using Teal and Tattered's Vintage Rose digitals as well, just like the other one. And also all of the TaylorMade's vintage wallpapers and the Vie En Rose digital. I used her lace avocado, so you'll see the same, about the same thing that I did on the other ones as well. This is a vintage ledger. Here's a pocket with that lace again, and I added a ephemera. This is old, from, I don't know what date it is. I'm not sure. It's 1937. So it's pretty old. These I purchased from Rose Hill as well. I did coffee dye paper, and I stenciled it. And this one is a page from Edith Holden book, which I attached it with what is this material? I always forget the name. It's oh, I forgot, but I put lace on the other side. I always forget the name of this. What is it? As soon as I remember, I will let you know, because I think I did a few pages with that as well. I sewn around a few of these pages. This is part of Vie En Rose, and this, you guys have seen it. I put it on my when I was trying the Femaremba, and I did this little swatch thing like for materials and whatnot. And here is a vintage letter that is part of that envelope that I use in the front from 1912, and it's in here for her to use as collaging or decoration in the book. Coffee, this is vintage paper I bought. This one is the coffee dyed paper. Tailor-Made's writing, lots of writing space. This is a vintage ledger. I use some sari silk to decorate this one. So there's plenty. I use some washi tape here that has to do with like pictures from a camera. I love it. I think it's cute. And here I use some red lace to match with this wallpaper. This is Tailor-Made's vintage wallpapers. I love her. This is the same. This one is from Vie En Rose, I believe, and there's 2 pockets here and some flashy bling bling and pearls. I love that. This is the middle of the first signature. Lots of writing space. Sari silk. And here I have clipped a tag that I made. It's a collage, and I believe I used a little bit of a vintage antique wallpaper from Ruby and Pearl. I'm trying to print them, but I'm waiting for ink, so I haven't been able to print the whole digital because I'm dying to use it on my other journal that I am working on, which is a soft cover. So hopefully I can get it soon, so you guys can see it, because I want to share that one as well soon. I have a few coming. Here's a tuck, and again I used handmade paper and a vellum to create the little 3D butterfly, and I used a little bit of her wallpaper here as well in the collage from Ruby and Pearl, and then I added 2 journaling cards that are stenciled for her to write on. Here's a belly band with the Vie En Rose Tailor-Made's digital, and I added like an employee earnings statement from 1958, and it says earrings, which I thought it was like really cool to add to this because I have a lot of bling bling here. So it reminds me of like you can make earrings with that, or bracelets or whatever. So it's like a jewelry place pay stub, which she can use also for collaging. Another page from Edith Holden. I had to fold it. I didn't want to rip the page. I love her books. And this is another tuck here with the lace. On the other side of the vintage ledger, and in the back side I have lace heart with some glass beads that are pink or rose gold, and I did a this is supposed to be like a French, I believe, check or something from the digital from Vie En Rose from Tailor-Made, and I just sewed in a lace up here to decorate it so that it shows on the top of the book. I added a charm and made a little bow, because you know I have to add a bow somewhere because I love bows and I love all the shimmer. And this envelope here is actually a collage with some of those vintage letters and music paper. This is one of those wow, Tim Holtz flowers. I added a little quote here, never stop exploring, like stamped and glued on with some lace. And then this is part of Flushing May Cottage. I have bought so many fabrics from her in the past that I am still working on, because I have a few handmade soft journals that are coming up soon. that I am still finishing as soon as I get more ink. You guys will see. So this is part of those packages, the little parcels that she has. And then that's the end of the first journal, and this is the second signature. And here again, a 3D, and I did it with book pages and some handmade paper on the bottom, and did a little collage here with some lace for this one and some trims, and I added a few trims. So there's different, here's the little rose bead with some beads and some trims, some more lace material here, and some regular white lace, and in the inside decorated with some more of those pearls and bling bling. And this is handmade paper, so she can actually write there or put pictures. This is wallpaper, coffee dye paper. Here's another vintage like invoice from 1937. And she can use it to, or she could cover it, or whatever she would like to do. More writing paper. Here's the other side of that other letter. Of the letter in the front, I had a loose page, and then the other page is inside of the signature binded, and it's from 1911. And she can just decorate it or whatever she wants to do as well. Here's Edith Holden, and again I used I did like a window envelope and altered it and did a collage around it. I actually followed Martina from Teal and Tattered trying to do this. That was pretty intense trying to get it in there, because I've never done jewelry before, so I have been learning how to play with these things, and I'm gonna tell you, I love doing that, but that was a job here. I did a 3D again here with some more handmade paper, book pages, and inside of the envelope here I covered it with Edith Holden, and inside of the envelope is another one of those Paris checks, and all I did was a little collage in the back, and she can also write in the back of this, and I'm not gonna struggle with putting that back in there, but on the inside I use Edith Holden book pages as well of the envelope. Okay. And here I thought it was really cute to add a little washi tape with cameras, because I know that's what she's a photographer, and some sari silk in pink, and here is the picture strips. I don't know what that's actually called because I am not a photographer, so here's some washi tape as well that I added here as well, because I sold this material. This is another one that I did for the Ephemeramba with 49 Dragonflies and Louisa Heinzel, and I sewed it onto a vintage ledger, and I realized, well, I need to reinforce it because this paper is so delicate. I'm afraid that it can tear, so I added washi tape on the edges. But this is one of the Ephemeramba projects that I did with handmade buttons that actually made those, and I glued it onto this card, and I also embroidered little tiny roses in there, and I sewed this one, and so I added little scissors. I just thought it was suitable for that because it's buttons, and it says made with love with a little heart, and it goes in here, and so she's gonna have it in that journal. This is the middle of the second signature ledger, and here I use, this is a drawing paper, so she can actually draw. I'm not sure if she likes that, but she can. I like to include all kinds of papers in my journals, especially when it has to do with drawing, watercolor papers I use sometimes, and I also like to use mixed media paper, and I add it in here besides everything else that I add, because it gives up the opportunity to either doodle in it or draw whatever they want to do. It doesn't necessarily have to be a picture or anything like that, but it's also really good if she wants to glue something on there. So I made a little pocket here with vellum, and this image is from, I believe it's also, I'm not sure if it's Ruby and Pearl or if it's from Let's Design Creative. I think that's from Let's Design Creative, but if I'm not, I don't know if I'm correct, but if anything, I will write it on my description box as well to make sure that you guys know where I got it from. Here we go again. I put a little bit of bling and some camera washi tape again here to decorate the page. A lot of writing space. Edith Holden book page, the other side of the vintage letter, the other side of the vintage invoice, wallpaper. Oh, so pretty. Here I made like a little coin envelope with it's actually music paper. It's a vintage music paper, and I put a Velcro little opening. I added another little charm here, and the outside is the other part of that vellum pocket that I made in the other page that I just showed you, and you can actually add something in there as well, so it becomes like a little pocket here, but there's also a cute little card, like a tag inside for her to write in and put it back in there. And it's on top of handmade paper, so it's glued on. And that's the end of the second journal. And here I started using my stamp from TaylorMade that she made for me. It says this journal created by Memory Keeper Journals, which I thought it was suitable for this one. It's so cute because I actually got it right when I was working on this journal, and I was so excited. I was like, I want to try this, so I added on to the second signature. Here's the third signature. Here I have like a little pearl with some glass beads. I put lace, and I did a little collage here, and there's a little button sewn also onto the page. And I added a little trim with some little pom-poms just to make it different. Lace, handmade paper is the cover. And here I made a pocket with the same material that I used for the pocket of the buttons here. And I just used a little trim material that I just, it's actually roses on there. So I just thought it would be perfect for this journal. I love this journal. And here I put more washi tape, and I actually did it on this tag. This tag is actually a handmade, it was a board, like a master board that I cut out into tags and journaling cards, and I did it for the other journal as well. So this is one of them, and I use vintage papers, vintage wallpapers. There is a background from, I think this one is from Ruby and Pearl as well. I'm not sure, I think it is. And then music paper, vintage music paper, and this is part of one of those postcards from TaylorMade. I just cut the back of it, and they're supposed to be for the back of those cards that I had in the front. I cut it and I made a little tuck here, and then I added a picture here with like a frame, and this picture is from oh shoot, I just used pictures on the other journal as well, and now I can't remember who she was, but I will put it in. Oh, Raindrop Lila, that's who it is. and this is one of her images from her digitals, and then I backed it with Rose Hill Paper Cottage handmade paper, and I put it together. I just clipped it together. Just thought it would be really cute just to add in here, just to have something in here clipped. And the little clip is a baby little clip from Tim Holtz, and I added a little piece of lace that I had left over to clip this tag right here. I did a little trim here, and I still can't remember that material. It's crazy, with a ribbon and lace on there, and I added a camera for a charm. It's suitable. It's like a picture camera. It looks cute. I love it. Okay, another drawing paper, Edith Holden page, and here I have one of those bags that I did again. I altered it, and inside is a ephemera. Again, it's an old 1958 invoice that she can also use. The whole thing is in here. I actually distressed it so a little bit, and then she can use it for whatever she would like to use or to decorate in the book. I collaged in here, and I collaged here as well. And here I use a little piece of that wallpaper from Ruby and Pearl, and this one is from TaylorMade. I love that. Here again, TaylorMade, and I added a few more here to decorate the page, and this is the middle of the signature for the third signature. This is the vintage ledger, and I added the sari silk, and I added some like little diamonds, really sparkly, and a dragonfly. Cute little charm. And here's the other side of the bag. I did a collage here. It says "Kiss Me Goodnight." It's a little tuck. It's actually a ticket. It wasn't a ticket. It was supposed to be one of those tags. They're long as well, just like the one that I showed you before, but I cut it and I made it into a ticket and then collaged on it. This is part of that board, as master board again. I did a little collage here with some lace and stuff, and then I backed it with some burlap paper image, and I can't remember which digital I got this from. I'll find out and let you know, but I've had it for a while. And then there is a pocket here on this one as well, so when you look in here, I think I have the other part of the letter. So the letter is all over the journal. It's just I separated the letters everywhere. So there it is inside of the bag. This Edith Holden page, and here I did a belly band on the drawing page, the other side of the drawing page, and it folds out like this so she can draw, but it is a belly band, and it's got tulle also here, and again with my famous little bows. I love my little bows. They're so cute. I like to have them everywhere. And then this is part of that tag, collaged over it. I did a little quote here from Amity Bloom: "Nature never did betray the heart that loved her." And then I put this cute leaf and material, same material that I used the belly band on, with some lace, and she can write in the back with a white pen or black, it doesn't matter, but it looks better when you use a white pen on dark pages. And again, washi tape, more of that. It's sewn around so that it could keep it stronger so it doesn't rip. And then here there is an envelope here that I made with TaylorMade's wallpaper. I did a collage here and used the same trim, and on the inside is lined with one of Edith Holden's page from her book, 1905. So it says, and then I clipped it here with another one of those cute heart clips, and she could use it for whatever. There's nothing inside of the envelope, so she can use it. And then here I created, there's a tuck here, and I created this little belly band. She can add whatever she wants in here. I did a little fan with some handmade paper, book page, and a trim. And I added this little flower for decoration. The back is watercolor paper, so she can actually draw or paint in whatever she wants or add a picture. But it also has a secret pocket with a cute little journaling card that I created with the leftover vellum, and I backed it with some coffee dyed paper, and I distressed it, and I had a little trim here from the lace just to decorate it, so it goes in here, and it's like a little secret pocket. And this is burlap trim. I think this was gifted to me in something that I purchased, and I just thought it was fitting since the book is actually covered with burlap, so it matches perfect. And this is the end of the signature, and in the back again, same thing. I did the other side of the page that I used. This is the Tim Holtz tissue paper that I glued on to cardstock and vintaged a little bit, and I added another lace pocket back here with the trim. And the same thing, I embossed this card, and I added a little bit of this little pearls here, so you can write in the back. There's the embossed, and then another piece of handmade paper from Rose Hill Paper Cottage from Heather. I love her papers, so I added one for her so that I can share with her and she can use it to write and do whatever, and another clip with a heart that's holding it together. And that's the end of this journal. So I'm going to be waiting on my custom order to see which of the journals she is going to pick, whether it's the one that I showed you yesterday or this one, and or I don't know if she wants both. It all depends on her. So whatever is available, if she doesn't pick them or is not what she expected, then I will put these on my Etsy shop, and I will make sure that you guys know that it is available. Most likely I will write something in my Instagram, and I will let you know if I'm gonna post it into my, or I'm gonna add it into my Etsy shop. So let me know what you think. Do you like what I've just made? And if you have any questions, let me know. You can leave the information in my description box or in my comments below. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I will get back to you soon, and I will show you what I have made so far, especially with leather. See you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.